Yeah, continuous glucose is super fantastic, rather than, you know, turning your fingers to hamburger. Do with that information what you will. But you have no paycheck. You generally will maintain some kind of benefits. You're eligible for unemployment insurance. I don't think I've been US side in Ontario yet. No, yes I have. Just this summer we did. So right now I'm just cleaning up the pins and taking a look at whether or not there are any shorts on our data pins here. List the house. And then I came home. I went to work one day, and the middle afternoon. But I get tested for it every now and then. So far, so good. Been a lot of development in recent years, aside from the continuous glucose monitors from the mechanical engineering side to the polymers used in creating sensors, where that falls under the actual schedule. That actually falls on a stream day. Cool. And it's meant to be for SQL Dev. Welcome in. A lot of engineers out there can't find work right now. And the same week that I got laid off, one of the big tech firms in Toronto also. Yeah, I guess we're coming up on my 3-year stream anniversary here, aren't we? That's coming up real fast. I think it's next week sometime, if I remember right. Might even be this week. Not sure. I think Twitch tells me if I There it is. I'm trying to find when my stream. We're not going to pay you. And on one side, there are benefits to it, right? So if you actually, you know, oh, this is not liking me today for some reason. Yeah, how time flies, no kidding. If I remember correctly, wasn't super pleased by that. Especially because the entry-level engineering job market right now is real bad. It's not good at all. Oh, all right. Well, let's click some old emotes that I had to disable because I didn't have open emotes. Okay. So Carolyn is actually going to be going across the border for some Black Friday shopping with their mom at the end of the month. and I believe they're currently planning on going down to Buffalo. So, you know, then we process normal layoffs with severance pay and all that kind of stuff. Oh, 25-bit. We might call you back within 35 weeks. You get your benefits, but that's all you get. Go away. Can't quite tell if I've avoided all the shorts or... Yeah, exactly, right? Like, not having to think about it is real nice. You know, I thought you were aware. Want to wait it out. There are benefits because your employment is continuous. So with respect, apparently I've been really I've got 10 slots in animated and 5 in standard. I need to do some work apparently. Okay. Oh wow. Yeah. Like why is he asking? I don't know. Yeah. No. That's why. Emotes. And by new, I mean old new, because, you know, they were emotes, and then I got rid of them because I prioritized other ones, and now they're emotes again. Which, you know, not great. Not gonna pretend it was. No, Nelson, I got laid off from my old job. That stuff is so cool. If you find yourself your own job and you don't come back when we call you, that's voluntarily. Oh, we're coming up on 500 hours streamed as well. Unceremoniously came down from on high and said, hey, the economy sucks right now. A lot of movie productions aren't going on. So we're laying off 1/3 of this branch. And I was one of the names on the list. So went from a thing. I had 6 emote slots available. What? Alright, let's see. Let's plug. On the other side of the border from us, not terribly far, right? Yeah, Google's bought up and canned a. Really do need to get myself a proper magnifier though. My first paycheck got deposited though, so I might actually spring for one. If you have the ability to, I would love to read that. I love reading the academic papers of the nerdy smart people in our community. Go looking for it. So I haven't actually worked on, but I've given a lot of feedback and been part of studies with insulin pumps and continuous glucose monitors for the past 25 years. there's some really wild stuff going on in like bioinks and other stuff like that. There's some really wild or an actual scientist on the project. Doesn't make any difference to me. Would love to see back to any seniority, any like vacation day accruals, anything of that nature. That all still continues to count up, you know. Wild pieces of that nature. So laid off like 1,000 engineers. So, you know, felt really good about my chances of getting a job. What even is a temp layoff? Basically, it's them going... You know, I don't think either of us have ever been to Buffalo. I